Now it's just like I'm just doing it on one PC because I'm being lazy right now. So I just reconstructed everything
Yeah,
in this.
I I have to set up too because when I run the traders game, I realized I'm like, oh, I can't keep things hidden and still be on the show at the same time. So I have to set my laptop up, and then at certain points I have to hand it off to somebody else, and then swing myself around and go to the laptop to deal with everything. And you are frozen.
You were frozen, and
That's
now
just
you're
my
currently
internet gone
frozen.
out.
Yeah, I can see you. You have pixelated, and now I have pixelated. So this is a good sign for this. Did you disappear? Are you gone? You still there? You're there.
Uh,
Now you're back. You're in
okay.
focus. I might just be out of focus because my webcam is weird. Um,
No, I thought you froze, and then I realized I was like, oh no, it's my internet's being
Dab, it's
crappy
cool.
again.
So we dab and we hydrate, right? And what was the other thing?
Stretch and posture check, which is
Stretch.
kind of the same
My
thing.
my posture is already good. I totally forgot we had
I
those things in the chat. Anyway, so welcome to Geeks with Kids. We are not doing any parenting angles today because we're talking about horror nostalgia. Yep, that's right.
this show involves children.
I mean, yeah, there is some bad parenting in this show, especially the first family we meet. Um, in the car. Good lord. I'm Eric. I'm joined by Brent. And we're going to be talking about the first two episodes of It. Welcome to Derry, the new anthology show that just came out on HBO Max, just like a week ago, actually. On
Last week.
what was it? October 26th. And then the second episode they released early because they wanted it out for Halloween. I'm glad you told me about that because I would not have known. Not that last week was a good week for me
Yeah,
for anything. I
I
ended
was
up
just, I was
watching.
just, I was just bummed to admit we didn't get a new episode last night.
Yeah, me too, to be honest. And I think I was watching a stream. Someone was playing Fortnite with my friend, and she's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see episode 3." And everyone in the chat was like, "There's no episode 3 tonight." And she's like,
Weird.
"God damn it." I don't remember who the streamer was for that. Something, something, whatever. Anyway, so we're talking about it. Welcome to Derry. It's created by Andy Machete and Barbara Machete and Jason Fuchs. They're the ones who did the It TV movie, not TV movie, the It movie that came out just a couple years ago, filmed in Hamilton, Ontario, and some surrounding areas, which we know and love.
Filmed 3 blocks from my apartment at the time.
Was it? Which part or which
It
part
was
of the?
filmed at it was filmed at Scottish Rite.
Yes, you're right. I forgot you
I
lived
think I
down
might
there.
have told. Yeah, I think I might have told the story. My brother worked at Scottish Rite at the time,
Mm,
but
yeah,
he got kicked out for a month while they were filming because they were like so tight-lipped on everything that was happening. Because he's worked lots of movie filmings there before, and like he just has to sign like an NDA that he won't talk
yeah.
about it. And this one, they were like, no, no, sorry, if you are not essential, get the f out.
Yeah. There's
And I
also
was so bummed because I wanted him to introduce me to Bill Hader, and he's like, I want to meet Bill Hader.
didn't he get booted from the Guillermo movie there too?
No, no, he actually worked like directly with Guillermo on
Oh,
that.
okay, nice.
He was like the liaison for the building, so anything they needed, he was their go-to guy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So let's start off with the show in general. When they announced it, Welcome to Derry, what did you think about it? Like, had you heard anything about the show?
No, I mean I heard about it when it was originally announced about like 2 years ago, and I was not positive on it. I'm never really super positive anytime you have a movie that I love and they decide let's make a TV series out of it because it
I understand.
generally doesn't do very good. Like
Hmm.
I mean, that's been changing a lot lately with shows like Alien Earth and Peacemaker are
And Dune,
definitely like really
it was okay. It's
never
pretty good.
really nah, not really a big Dune head. Sorry. Um,
We had this talk on
but
the
yeah,
Dune
like
test.
yeah, I enjoyed the movie. It was a good movie. I never watched the second one, and I probably never will.
There's a third one though coming out soon.
Oh, good for them. That's it's sand. Great.
More
Okay.
sand.
Walk funny on sand. All right. But yeah, I was not positive because I'm not positive anytime they do this and everything. But there was that glimmer of hope in the back of my mind because I'm like,
Yeah.
Andy Machete and his wife, like they did such an amazing job with both of those movies. I can't help but think that as long as we're in the same universe, as long as we're playing by the same rules and stuff like that, it's I'm holding out hope. And oh god damn, are they delivering
Yeah.
it so much more?
Yeah, it's amazing how I didn't know anything about the show. I just knew that it was announced and that they were filming it. and that it was going to take place 27 years before the first movie, which makes sense because that was when the last emergence of it happened
Mhm.
in the lore. What I didn't realize is that it was going to be an anthology show, that every season's 27 years
Yeah.
prior to the last incident. So
Are they now? Have they announced that they're actually doing like the prior, or is it going to kind of jump around
no,
a
it's gonna
bit?
go back each until the
Okay.
emergence of it, to the
Okay.
landing of it, which is insane, and that makes me even more excited. I just found out about that like after I'd watched the first two episodes
Yeah.
because I was like, how are they gonna do
Well,
more
I
seasons of this?
well, I knew that's what the plan was because originally the first season was supposed to be the 30s and focus on the ironworks explosion.
Mhm.
That was the original premise for the first season, and then they decided to shift it to this one. I guess now they're going to do like one by one going
Yeah,
backwards. But I'm happy about that though because I'm like obviously I trust what they're doing right now. So
exactly. The Ironworks is in season 3 then because the one right before wait, no, is that the next one?
no, it'll be two more because the one right before it's because what happened is now the timelines are shifted because they had to modernize the new
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
So this one was supposed to be the 50s, but now it's the 60s.
Yeah, yeah.
Which they said actually worked out perfect because now it coincided with the Cuban Missile Crisis, which
Mhm,
is something they're tying into the storyline, which is awesome.
for sure.
Um, but yeah, so now I think
The
it's the
Mobsters is the
60s,
next
and
one, right?
yeah, and then the
And
Ironworks
then
is supposed to
Ironworks.
be like the beginning of the 20th century. So
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, so let's so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recap the episode very, very, like shortly. And
vividly, can we act it out?
God, no. And then I'm just gonna do like a quick summary, and then we'll talk about different points in it, and then we'll go to the next episode. I don't want to spoil it too much, but we are spoiling it from this point on.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna
I
spoil
know.
it.
I'm spoiling. I don't care.
So, the first episode titled "The Pilot," which is a clever play on words because it's the pilot
Mhm.
and it's about the main character of the show. So episode one starts in 1962 in the town of Derry, Maine. We open with a prologue. A boy is sneaking into a movie theater. His name is Matty Clements. Um, he gets chased out by the usher, obviously, and he starts hitchhiking out of town because he's in a bad situation. You could tell. Um, he gets picked up by a seemingly kind family, but then things start getting a little weird in the car, and the mother gives birth to this mutant bat baby thing that attacks him. Then we go to
How here's a question for you. How quick into this scene did you realize
I'll,
what
I'll
was
tell you. I'll
happening?
tell you that in a sec. Once I read the
Okay.
summary, for sure, because we'll talk about this first. Um, so we fast forward 4 months. We meet Major Leroy Hanlon, who's the grandfather of one of the losers in the
Mike. Yeah.
Mike in the
Mike Hanlon's grandfather.
in the
Who
it
we
movies.
met in the original It movie. He was the one giving Mike the gun saying you're either a sheep or a wolf. Like
Wait, I can't.
that is Pilot Hanlon in this. That is his
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
character
yeah.
in the
Who's giving
original
him
It
hard?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's arriving to the military base. He gets a quick tour. We won't go into details, and then we meet our four main kids: Lily Bainbridge, Teddy Uris, Phil, Ronnie, and Susie. Lily has experienced horrific visions, um, because of her father dying in an accident. The kids also start to band together to investigate Maddie's disappearance. They're hearing weird voices out of the pipes, a very it thing, and
Mhm.
they reconverge at the movie theater that we saw at the beginning of the movie, and they watch the Music Man. And then Maddie comes out of the screen, the demon baby comes out, and a shocker to everyone watching, they just kill a bunch of kids at the end of this episode. Lily and Ronnie are the only two seemingly surviving characters. There might be one more. We're not quite sure because we only saw two definite deaths. Um, and that's the end of the first episode. So, since we were talking about the prologue,
Yeah.
what did you think of this opening and how awesome and how quickly did they set the tone for the series?
The moment I knew something was up was the moment when he said anywhere but Derry, and they looked at him and they said, okay. And I was like, why would this family picking up an abandoned child on the side of a road not try to just take him home? Why would they just be like, yeah, no problem. We'll
Yeah.
just take you where. I'm like, ah, shit, we're in for it here.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is going to be like a big opening sequence. There, he's known for it in the movies. Like, I was not prepared for how crazy it was about to get.
Yeah, exactly. The same part. You're just like, oh, that's weird that they're just like, yeah, we'll drive you to what, Cleveland is where they were going or something like that. I don't remember where. It's not
Yeah,
important
I
because
don't
they
remember. Yeah.
circled back without them even noticing, which I thought was also very cool. Um,
Mhm.
when the daughter started eating, like just putting her fingers in the liver, I was just like, oh no, this is gonna get even worse. Even
Mhm.
worse. Oh my god, it was just
And
so
then
gross.
they all start spelling O-U-T,
O-U-T.
O-U-T, O,
O-U.
and it cuts to that little kid with the Bill Skarsgård wonky eye, and it was just like, oh my
Oh, they
god,
did it
this is
again.
so good.
The birth, the birth. I just did not expect to see it actually happen. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be off screen or just to be like, you know, it was so graphic, but so satisfying at the same time.
That's And that's the fucked up thing about this show is like they're literally showing a very graphic birth happening, and then
Mhm.
you're like, I can't believe they're showing this, and then spoilers, we're gonna see another one later.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what do you think of this compared to the first? So in it part one, we meet Pennywise in the sewer. How does that compare? Like that was the intro for that. Intro to this. It's a different
I think
version of Pennywise, obviously.
yeah. So what I this was definitely way more insane, and they were able to. Now I have not read the book since I was probably about 16 or 17.
Same.
So I don't remember how the chapters go where they talk about the previous events and stuff like that. I have heard that they're trying to follow closely with the novel
Mhm.
in terms of how all of those stories. But I don't remember specifically. But I mean, everybody, because of the miniseries, knows the Georgie scene. Like we all know talking to the clown in the sewer and getting killed. Like everybody knows that. Nobody knows this sequence, and I don't even know if this actually happened in the book. So he was able
No.
to really just get creative and just go to the weirdest depths of his mind to come up with something that was going to shock audiences. And he showed that he's not afraid to go there.
The
This
great
whole
thing,
episode
yeah.
was showing that he's not afraid to go there.
Oh no, and then he amps it up for episode 2. The amazing thing about this is that those little bare bone little interludes between the chapters in the It book, Stephen King said that they could take this, the machetes, take this and just go to town, do whatever they
Yeah.
want. And
Yeah, he earned their trust,
he
which
did.
is like, yeah,
Like that's
he actually
amazing
earned Stephen
trust.
King's trust in that. So,
Like it's insane. It's insane. And the fact that the poster for the show showed Maddie Clements and showed all the other 5 kids
yeah,
in it, and then
that
just
was and that was the thing. It was like that's what blew my mind is I thought that they were going to reveal that the end was a dream sequence, that it was all in Lily's mind what was happening,
yeah.
and that this was him messing with her. And then at the beginning of the second episode, where we see the shot of her waking up in bed, I was like, oh my god, I was right. And then immediately cut to the next shot, the police outside the one
Yeah.
Ronnie's house, like, yeah, all those kids are dead. And I was like,
Fucked up.
oh, they're actually dead.
It's so
Like,
fucked up.
but they were in all the promotional material. Like,
Yeah.
they shot so much extra shit just to
Maybe
fool the
they it
audience.
might
Like,
be in it later, right? They did show
yeah,
flashbacks and stuff, so it it could be there. I didn't watch any of the trailers because I didn't. As soon as I saw like the first teaser, and I was like, well, they're doing the exact same thing. They're capturing the tone, and I just want to watch it. So that's what I did. So the characters that they introduced, the 5 kids that I mentioned earlier, the major, his I don't think his wife is in this episode yet. No, it's in the second episode.
no, she's not till episode 2.
What did you think? Did any of the kids stand out to you right away?
So, well, I mean, first, what I thought they were really doing was I thought what was going to happen was all the kids were going to be relatives of the kids from the movies.
Hmm.
And because you had so many similarities, I mean, you have obviously like, Teddy Uris, who is a relative of Stanley Uris. I thought his buddy, I can't remember the kid's name.
Phil.
I remember Susie, Phil, thank you. I thought Phil was going to be revealed to be a relative of Richie because he acts
He
very
acts the same.
similar to
Yeah, yeah.
Richie. I thought we were going to learn that Lily was a relative of one of them, that Ronnie was a relative of one of them, and then when Lily's friend Margie,
Oh
whenever they
yeah.
were calling her Margie, I thought they were calling her Marshy, as if she was a relative of Beverly Marsh. And so I
Mm,
was like, oh, so we're like all the main characters are all going to be like relatives of the kids.
yeah.
That's I don't know if that's going to work. And then no, no, that's not the
I
case.
like that it's not really connected, but I like that they're having like relatives of those kids like just appear in Easter
Yeah,
eggs or like uh secondary characters and whatnot.
yeah,
I really like that. Um, so in the books they mention Maddie Clements and they mention Veronica Ronnie. But they were in the timeline with the kids in the 80s, so they're sort of
mhm.
fudging the time, which I'm fine with because
Well,
it's not the same thing.
there's obviously going to be some fudging in general. I mean, you look at the fact that Teddy Uris, who is a relative of Stanley Uris,
Yeah,
is murdered.
yeah.
And why did that never come up at any
See,
point during the other movies
I
with Stanley? Like, why was there no family lineage? Because
I
they never left Derry, so memories wouldn't have been wiped.
I do
So
feel
wouldn't he
like
have had some kind of
yeah, it would have been his uncle's. It would have been his uncle.
yeah?
Yeah, his uncle. So it could be something that they didn't mention it about, like it was that traumatic. But Derry also has this way of making the adults just sort of numb to everything. Like you saw that when in the second episode when everyone didn't care that that one nerd was getting beat up on the street. Like
But that's the thing is, like that's a little bit different than in the other movies. Because in the
yeah,
other movies, it was a matter of like if you left Derry, your memories were erased. But
yeah,
if you stayed, you remembered. Now I do wonder if it has to do with if you have to experience this as a child to be able to carry that forward to
yeah.
being an adult. So maybe that's why the other adults don't experience it.
And there are
But you,
certain people that don't get the effects of Pennywise, right? Like that indigenous tribe that is in Derry. They don't
yeah,
they're not affected by the horror of Pennywise. So I wonder
yeah.
if there are certain people in there, maybe lineages that don't. This might be something really interesting that they touch on the show as the seasons go on. That would be really neat, to
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah,
Which
and
is
for all
funny
I
because
know,
we're
like
talking about things that I want to talk about later.
yeah, and for all I know, like it might be something that comes up later in the series where
Mhm.
like they go and talk to Teddy's father, and suddenly he's not even acknowledging that he had a son or
Yeah.
something like that. Like we could be delving more into like the closer they get to discovering the mystery, the stronger it begins to take over the townspeople.
Mhm.
So
What do you think about the?
I still 6 episodes left, so there's a lot of shit that I might be
There's
justifying
so
that's
much
not
already in
actually
the
happened yet.
first two, which is crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think of the representation of Derry in the show itself? Like it seems like a bigger character than it was a big character in the movie, but this is a
Mhm.
TV show and it's gonna be a lot longer. So I feel like they're portraying the people in the town way more intensely or more
Yeah.
intentionally. Like I like that they're showing the asylum now more, even though it was sort of
Yeah.
touched upon in the movies, stuff like that. What did you think of how they portrayed Derry?
Well, I hate to use the cliche of like, the city is a character, like,
But
but
it
it
is.
really is it is in this. Like, it really is because this is not something that's happening anywhere else in the world. This is concentrated based on an event that happened in this one city and is affecting everyone around them. And the events that are happening in the city are further perpetrating that. Like, the outlash that people are having about the Bunyan statue that's going up, which is going to come into reference later in the movies, and it's probably going to be referenced later on down the series. There's lots of like I like that they are getting us more involved, and especially for the fact that like for the first time in the series, we're getting the storyline of both the children and the adults at the same time. So we kind of have to show like the adults aren't getting visions of Pennywise, they aren't getting visions of the fear. So what are they having visions? How do we tell their story? And we tell their story by showing how this affects the residents of the town and how
Mhm.
the town as a whole is just really fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that shot of the butcher staring out the door at her after she tried to break up that fight
Mhm.
and was just looking at it like, it's like, I don't hate you because of like, like a lot of other people because of the color of your skin.
Yeah.
I hate you because just keep your fucking nose out of things.
Yeah.
It's not your
Uh,
business. Like,
so yeah. So what did you think of the style of horror? Like it's in style with the movies. Might be a little more intense personally, what do you think of the bathtub finger scene, the theater massacre, and the weird mutant baby?
I mean, like it's like you said earlier, they're just going for it.
Yeah,
Um, the bathtub scene felt very reminiscent, obviously, of like the Beverly Marsh's bathroom in the
yeah,
first movie. So I like the kind of like callbacks to that and kind of showing that he has like those go-to maneuvers that he can pull to really
yeah.
terrify people. Um, and I mean the jump from that to the pickle scene for that girl. Oh
We'll talk
God,
about the pickle scene
no
soon.
wonder she's crazy.
It's not her fault. It's not her fault. What do you think of the massacre at the end?
Like I said, I thought it was a dream sequence, so I was all like, oh, this is great, this is cool. And then the next episode, we're gonna wake up and find out that it was all just him fucking with her head. And then
Mhm.
I'm like, and so when you find out it's not, and then I went back and rewatched the first two episodes again for today, I was like, that made it just that much more impactful,
Uh,
knowing like, oh shit, this isn't this. And I read an interview with him where he stated like in the interview, he's like, oh yeah, they're gone.
yeah,
I don't know if you met all of them, but he basically said like, here's the deal. He's like, I needed to show people right from the jump,
where we were
no one
going.
is safe.
I love
Yeah,
that.
this is the type of show nobody is safe.
I
And then
love. Sorry, continue.
And then I love how in the second episode we start slowly introducing a new group,
Well,
little by little. So
yeah,
we're
yeah,
not blowing them up or going too crazy with it. We're letting you slowly get attached
for
to
sure,
each of them. And we
for
have like a
sure.
group of 5 by the end of it, which I really like. So
Yeah, 5.
5 or 6.
Is there 5? We'll talk about. We'll get into it then.
Yeah, we'll talk about when we get to episode
Yeah.
2.
I thought it was brilliant using the Music Man as like a device to bring Maddie back into the movie right at the end, because Music Man's obviously about a grifter who's taking advantage of the townspeople. So I love that, especially that scene when he's like, there's trouble, 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 and then you just see fucking Maddie just standing there, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? And then you notice that the family's also behind him from the
Mhm.
car. Oh my god, it's so well
I didn't
done.
notice that.
You
I
didn't?
did not notice that.
Oh
No,
my,
I didn't even notice that the family. That's why I like rewatching stuff like this
yeah.
because he's really good at peppering little things in that you may not have noticed the first time.
Oh
I
my
did not
god.
notice that both times.
And then he does the fucking Pennywise grin, and you're
Mhm.
just like, I thought only one person could do that in the world. Apparently not, unless they use CG. I don't know. I thought it was brilliant. I thought that ending was. I can't imagine you guys, because you guys had to wait 5 days for the second episode. I just watched the second one right away, and I sat there. I was like, holy shit! How could I not go straight into the next episode after watching that? Anyway,
Well, it's like I said to you, I after the first episode, I was like, I think I want to wait until the whole season's done so I can just binge it all in one shot. But
I
I was
mean,
like, as soon as the second episode came out, I was like, no, I can't, I can't,
there's no
I
way.
got
This
to
is
watch it.
this is like Yellow Jackets, or like I have, as soon as the episode ends, you're just like, fuck, give me the next one. I'm glad Stranger Things is coming out in like a full fucking block. It's broken up, but you understand what I mean. So
Yeah,
episode 2, that the thing in the dark. Episode 2 picks up with the fallout of the massacre. We get a first person view of the of the massacre at the movie theater, which is intense. The police are investigating Ronnie's father, Hank Grogan, for the children's death and disappearances. They did it previously with Maddie as well, so it lends credence to that theory. Leroy Hanlon and the military begin to search for an entity. We learned that Hanlon was handpicked by General Shaw for some secret weapon mission, and the kids deal with the trauma. Lily gets sent back to Juniper Hill, Juniper Hill mental
yeah, something
facility
like
right
that.
at the end. Um, she gets manipulated by the police, and Ronnie's father gets taken away. Will Hanson, Will Hanlon, Leroy's son, attends school in Derry and just keeps on getting the shit, not to his own accord. It just sort of finds him. And the army at the end, finds car full of skeletons in the wood, which is a major piece of the lore. The town darkness starts to deepen and open. Um, what did you think of episode 2? So episode 2, sorry, let's talk about the first scene, which was the dream sequence of Lily experiencing the massacre again from her point of view. We had
Mhm.
seen the massacre, from multiple shots, but this one was just from her view. What'd you think of that?
Even more because even then we got to see more stuff because like in the first one kind of cut Phil's whole bit out of it. He just kind of gets knocked off a seat and we don't see anything. And
Yeah.
now we're getting a much more visceral look at everything that happened. And again, it's like, I mean, how can you do that? How can you end the first episode with a scene and then basically you start the next episode with that exact same scene and somehow make it even more riveting to watch?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I did not ever think it was a dream sequence, which it's interesting that you did. It makes sense because of the whole thing, but
It does.
whew,
Well, it's because of Alien Earth that I thought it. Because when I watched Alien Earth, I really thought I went into that with the mentality of this is an 8-hour alien movie. We're going to introduce a whole bunch of characters, and then by the end, there's going to be like one or two of them left because that's how an alien movie goes.
yep,
And then at the end of it, when like so many of them are still
I
alive, I
was
was like,
surprised.
oh yeah, that's right. It's a TV series. They need characters to come back for next season. Like they're going to continue the same story.
Mhm.
So I go into this with that mentality, and then like to have that just immediately wiped clean, it was like, okay, I love it because I don't know where this is going now. This is great.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I I I totally forgot how little people died in the Alien Earth movie. We will talk about that show one day. One day, maybe when the second season comes out, we'll figure it out. The thing I really enjoyed about this episode is that they started doing the thing that Stephen King loves doing, and that's that military institutions are they're always in search of these supernatural things, or at least there's always they have a hand in something. This happened in Dreamcatcher, it happened in Firestarter. It's in everything pretty much that Stephen King does. What did you think of them starting to introduce this type of thing? Like they're trying to discover Pennywise. It's pretty obvious. They
I
know that there's an entity there that's causing something.
Yeah, like again, it's just kind of like maybe I don't remember. Maybe it's again I don't remember the novel because it's been so long. It's been 30 years since
This
I've
was
read
not
it.
in the novel at all.
Um, okay, but it's just again, it's like I sit there going like, what is going to happen that's going to erase everyone's memories that this is something they were doing 27 years before the first movie with no reference to it whatsoever in the movies or idea that anyone ever believed that there was an entity there or that there was something, a weapon, as they're calling it, that they can collect. So it just always it seemed a little like again I'm like where are they going that all of a sudden this is going to be completely removed from the zeitgeist
Mhm.
of the later movies.
It's funny because the one kid, what was his name? The one that I think might be alive, Phil. He was talking about how that the military was testing on things, and he thought that the mutant baby was from, you know,
Yeah.
was from the military base. I thought that was really interesting. Um,
That's why I love that one line in the show too, where it's like, "You've written a million different ways that aliens could exist on Earth, but you can't fathom a kid could be in the drain." Like,
exactly. um, I it's funny because I remember watching Dreamcatcher what in 2003 or 2004, whenever that movie came out, and they and I can't remember the name of the general, but it was played by Morgan Freeman, and
yeah,
he's talking about all the different places that they're monitoring, and one of them was Derry. So on the map, and I thought that was really cool because I didn't
yeah,
read Dreamcatcher as a book, so and I obviously had read it and seen the movies. Um, eh, I like that maybe that's a continuation of this operation, and like I like the idea of this world growing bigger, like
yeah.
and connected. I as much as a lot of us are like annoyed by MCU like connectedness and stuff and how it's
Mhm.
starting to get a little overwhelming. Stephen King has always been connected. Like that's why I like the Dark Tower and I like how that is a not a multiverse, but sort of a multiverse, like an alternate reality to our world and this
Yeah.
like I think it's really interesting that they're starting to connect all of these things. And especially with the
I
military, they have now introduced a very important character in the Stephen King mythos, and that's Dick Halloran. What did you think about them introducing Dick Halloran?
See, that was another one. The first time I watched the second episode, it was like probably 4 in the morning. I was in
Mhm.
bed, and I think I missed a lot of it. And I did not catch when they actually said his name. And it wasn't until the next day when I saw so many articles all over posting pictures of the two actors next to each other, and I was like, wait, what? And I went
Do you
back and
want to
rewatched,
explain
and I
to
was
the
like,
audience who Dick
holy
Halloran is?
shit! Dick Hallorann is the caretaker from the Overlook Motel in The Shining,
Yep.
who happens to be one of the military personnel who has been enlisted on this project because of his ability to sense where the evil items are.
It's so I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about how
So
amazing this is.
I'm going to throw one more at you that somebody else in the same article suggested might pop up as well that they thought would be a really amazing tie-in. That John Coffey was also a part of the military operation, and that is the reason why he goes to the prison in the Green Mile, was because he tried to save two girls who were killed by the evilness. Because he in that movie also has that power to heal and everything. So they're suggesting
Oh
that
my
there's a
god.
universe in which that story could get involved in this as well.
Ah, I I would love that. I would, because as soon as they started hinting at I think I realized that it was Dick Hallorann when he was throwing up over the side and he's like talking about his special powers. So it's like, shit, is that Dick?
Yeah, well, they had already called him by name at that point.
Yeah, I just didn't
It was when
assume.
they
Yeah,
yeah when they showed up at the military base drunk, and then
yeah,
he announced he's like you
yeah,
tell him that it's Halloran,
yeah.
Dick Halloran, and I was just like, wait, what?
I heard that
Holy
too, but I
shit!
just assumed they were like, oh, we're gonna reference a name and not make him actually
Yeah,
him
like I was
from
saying,
The
it's
Shining.
a fake name. It's a fake name I read in
And
a
Doctor
book
Sleep
once.
says
Like,
Brit in the chat.
yeah,
Yeah, like oh my god, it's so interesting. And I don't know if I mentioned in the first one, like there are already like Easter eggs, like graffiti of like Alvin Marsh and people all over. Like they're just hinting at
I I
everyone.
heard I heard that one of the episodes or something. I think this might have been speculation. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but I have heard that one of the episodes there will be a mist that overtakes a portion of the town. Like,
That would be
like
amazing. But the mist is a different anyway, that's okay. That's fine. I do like the idea of using that. I know that
well, is the mist different because the mist is extraterrestrial
yeah,
essentially? Interdimensional, but there you can make the argument that so is Pennywise.
yeah.
That Pennywise is interdimensional alien. Like,
I mean they all could come from different things. And
yeah,
there's even like Easter eggs between this and the long walk,
yeah.
which but, well, I think it's
Well,
just because the same actors in both.
yeah,
But
actually going back to the Mist, because the Mist was created by a government group that
yep,
was looking into things that they shouldn't have been looking into. So maybe there is some kind of tying between the two.
it's so good. It's so good.
Like
You
I
guys,
just
it makes
the
me want to
way
read
they're
all his books.
interconnecting everything is like it's just so
It's
incredible.
it. I keep on saying it's insane, and it really is.
Yeah.
It makes me insane. So a major theme in Stephen King book is are the outsiders, right? There's always this outside group that's sort of they get put together and they're the ones that um finally take on whatever's happening in the town. First episode we got that, but then we lost
Mm,
most of that. So we start getting new people. We get to see Will Hanlon. His arrival at school was brilliant when he was late for
yeah.
class and the teacher's like, do you understand the concept of time? And he's like, you mean
Be
like
like in
relativity?
relativity.
And you can just see the teacher be like, fuck you, damn smart kid.
I love the yeah, I love the line that Ronnie gives him at detention later on. It's like, you must be the only kid in the school who was pretending to do homework to mask the real nerdiness you
Yeah.
were doing.
And not only Will, we get to meet another new character, Rich, who seems to be in love with Maggie. I don't know his deal, but I really like him. He seems like
Margie.
Archie. Is his name? I thought his name was.
Margie.
Oh, for some
No,
reason.
Margie. The
Oh,
one he's in love with is
Margie.
Margie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Margie. Um, I liked him a lot too. Um, so we have Will, we have
Yeah.
Lily, we
Yeah.
have
Ronnie.
Ronnie, and we have
You got
Rich. That's just four, right?
Rich. And then I can Margie I think is going to come into the
You think
fold at some
Margie's
point
gonna?
because you see the storyline now where like she is starting to really hate herself for putting it that fake persona to deal
Yeah.
with the popular girls, and like she sees her actual friend in pain and rejecting her because of the way she treated her. Like I think she's going to become a part of the group at some
So
point.
five, and then I think Phil's alive because when you see, we'll talk about this scene right now. Um, there's a sequence in this that might be the scariest thing I've ever seen, and it's the grocery scene where Lily's just, she's getting groceries for her family. And then all of a sudden you just notice things are a little weird. People are
That
peeking
old
at
lady with
her
that old lady with the
thing.
just
And the
like
one
that, like, ugh.
the guy that also did it twice and then started like
Yeah,
hopping around behind her, I was just like, no, 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 no. Um, before she gets trapped in a small cube of pickles. And we didn't mention this before. Maybe we did. I can't remember because there's a lot we've talked about. But Lily's father died in a pickle factory accident. He had been chopped up by one of the pickling machines and ended up in a lot of the jars. Or I don't. Maybe that's just a rumor that they said, but
I think that I can't see that.
that actually
I mean,
happened. They can't
maybe
ship it
he
out.
did he did as part of at the plant in the bottling process, but I
Yeah,
don't think they actually served parts of
Brit
Bainbridge pickles. Like,
Brit wrote quite the pickle in the in the. But yeah. What did you think of this sequence? It's the scariest one for me so far, to be honest.
yeah, it's like I said when I went back to rewatch the episodes, I just skipped this scene because I was looking for the references and I didn't have one in there, and I didn't want to have to see dismembered Papa reassembling himself out of the pickle jars at the end. It's like,
Give daddy a kiss. I was like, oh God,
fuck.
no. No. It was
Like, I gotta say, like, he Pennywise must have been like, getting tamer in his old age because the level that he is
fucking
with
with these
the
kids.
children in this movie, as opposed to the in the show, as opposed to the movies, he is downright fucking nasty now. Like, and we
Mm,
haven't even seen him yet.
hmm although we did see the eyes it was in the drain, right? I can't oh no, no.
Yeah,
No,
no,
we
the
saw it in
fingers came up through the drain.
the eyes were in the birth scene. Ronnie's nightmare-ish thing. Another incredible sequence where Ronnie is trapped
Yeah.
in a womb on her bed and then speaks to her dead mother as she is expelled from her womb. Oh my
Boom.
god.
And has to chew through her own umbilical cord, which
Yeah,
for whatever reason is as thick as my neck. Uh,
I mean, it's for the size. It's the scale. It's the scale, right? Oh my god. The horror in this episode. It's so well done, but so fucked up. It's so fucked up. That I do like that we've seen it in the movies that Pennywise likes to pick on specific fears. And I think he's sort of fucking with Lily so that she goes back to obviously the asylum. But
I can't
Ronnie's
even
is
imagine like what are we going to expect? Because at the end of the episode, her mother
sends her
recommits
there.
her to the asylum.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what kind of fuckery is she going to be going through in there now? Like,
Yeah. Um the oh my god, I'm not looking forward to seeing that. But I sort of am. You know what I
I
mean?
am.
I am, but I'm not. um well, there's Um, one thing we didn't mention is that the second episode also shows the title sequence for the first time, and it's sort of like this welcome to Derry type postcard, right? You know those
Yeah,
old school postcards that you've seen back in the day, but it's sort of detail. It sort of goes through the details of every major horror incident in Derry. So we see the gangster massacre that we mentioned earlier. We see
yeah.
the ironworks explosion. I don't remember what the other ones we saw were.
I don't remember exactly. I just remember each sequence was always like it started out with everyone like very
Very happy.
happy
Yep.
50s style, and then gradually shifts to like that where there's one person in there who is like the only one noticing the weirdness that's going on.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, after I watched that, my immediate reaction was I was going to jump into our group chat and I was going to say best opening sequence since Peacemaker. And then
Yeah.
I thought I'm going to hold off because I don't know if you've all seen it yet and I'd rather you all watch it without knowing about it
What's
first.
amazing is that the people that have not read the books, it's just a cool opening. But for everyone
Mm,
who's read the books, you're like, holy shit, they're going through all the major incidences, or at least most of them. Um,
mm.
it's it's gross. It's amazing. So at the end we see throughout the episode we see different things that are building up to the 80s, right? We see the Paul Bunyan um statue being
Paul Bunyan
built.
statues being erected and the reaction of the people to it. Like the town's kind of
Yeah,
split where some of them are love it and some of
yeah.
them not so much.
We
So I
see
feel like that's going to become a plot point later on.
for sure.
Mhm.
We see a bunch of stores that we'd seen in it. We see the mental hospital. And well, we end on the hospital. Where do you think we're gonna go from here? Like, how do this group of losers kids move
I
forward?
don't I don't know, man, because I can't understand the where his mind works. It's like the guy has such a good comprehension of the source material and knows how to elevate it, but he has so much free reign with this series to he basically it's like the novel gives him a starting point, it gives him an ending point, and everything in between is up to his mind to create
Yeah.
and what he wants with it. So it's hard to say. I mean, obviously, like, I think we're going to see a lot more creepiness coming out of the adults in the town because we have to somehow pull the adults more into the story, and specifically the mother, Will's mother.
Hmm.
Like, she's kind of our adult. Um,
Character,
I can't think of the. Yeah,
like
kind of like
protagonist. Yeah.
our avatar
Yeah.
in this world as an adult to what's going on and everything because nobody else really seems to see it. Like her husband is all busy with all the stuff going on in the base. So he doesn't know what's really going on in the world around him, but she's the one who's out there living her life and exploring and seeing the creepiness that's been creating.
That's interesting because she is the adult that's not affected by the power of Pennywise yet. So she's experiencing everything
Mhm.
that and seeing everything there. Um,
Yeah.
she's our eyes for that part of the town, and then the father is our eyes into the military aspect, and her son is our eyes into the losers. Right? That's
Yeah.
sort of neat that this family is the our avatars in this world.
So
Um,
this was one thing I wanted to know. The antique shop that she goes into, where they talk about how they bought the telescope for their
yeah,
son, and then she goes in there looking for other stuff. Is that the same shop where he bought Silver Bullet in the movie?
yeah, that's where Stephen King worked.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I was like, I feel like this has got to be the same
The
place in
only
the earlier
it
timeline.
would have been really cool to see Stephen King still working there.
Like a DH Stephen
Yeah.
King in
Could
there,
you
and
imagine?
he introduced himself as Richard Bachman.
Yes. Yes, and he's reading The Long
What's
Walk. Oh my god, that would've been amazing. What did you think about the end scene, which was them pulling up the gangster car full of skeletons?
See, I didn't know what that was. I had no clue what that reference was.
Oh,
I like that they were talking about how there are the four objects that they need to find that will help guide them to where the central entity
yeah,
is. So now we know, obviously, like we're going to have the mobster's car from that timeline. We'll have something from the factory works timeline,
yeah,
something from before that. So there has to be something like for each representation along the
yeah,
way, and I'm excited to see like those because that's just further story development. That's
yeah,
just more setting us up for things to come and creating more mysteries that'll be solved later. And I love shows that do that.
yep, yeah, and then we get to see that when we get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. To me, a good show is if in every episode you can solve at least one mystery while creating at least one more.
I like that.
Like it keeps the audience satisfied, but it keeps them coming back.
Mhm, mhm. Do you wanna go into
Like
some.
we didn't touch on the more of the adult stuff in the first episode, like the when Hanley gets attacked at the Air Force Base.
Yeah,
Which did you? I mean, you immediately knew who that was, right?
I knew it was a test.
Yeah,
I
I mean
knew
that
it
was
it
I was
couldn't be
watching
that
that going
racist
like
dude.
this is yeah I was watching that just going like no, this is definitely the superiors checking to see. I didn't think it was a test on what it ended up being about like his accident where now
Yeah, I
he
didn't
has
know
no
that.
fear, which I thought that was a little cheesy. The whole like you're the perfect man for the job because this entity creates fear, but you don't feel fear.
That
It's
was fine
it's
with me.
kind of like it's kind of like saying, like we need someone who can help all the octopuses in the ocean. And well, you had an octopus transplant of a heart, so it just seemed a little weird. Um, but yeah, I thought it was more of like we're testing to see like, if you're gonna give up government secrets.
That's what I thought it was as well.
Yeah.
And I was slightly disappointed that it was something else. I thought he was just had the metal to do it,
Mhm.
but he did also have the metal. I also like his buddy, and
Yeah, I love this little buddy jumping in.
I feel
He
like
reminded me of like Judo Master.
I could see that
He's
too.
just this little guy that just comes in and kicks everyone's
How's my
ass.
hair? Still greasy. um, Something bad's gonna happen to him. I know it
Oh God, yeah,
for
yeah,
sure because he's too lovable, and it's
yeah.
not gonna happen. Um, were there any Easter eggs that we missed as we were going on? That
No, like I said, that's the thing. I went looking back is I saw those references, the articles and stuff referencing all the things that were happening in the show, and like there were some where they were people were, like speculating things that could come up, and there were some where they were like intimating because of like obviously like the Dreamcatcher. Um,
stuff with Mr. Gray and
that
all.
obviously ties into it, but without directly being mentioned, we know it ties in because of the story. But there were other mentions where they were talking about like somebody mentioned Shawshank, and I was like, no, I went back and rewatched. Nobody mentioned Shawshank. There were specifics that people were pointing out that was like that did not happen. Like,
Mhm.
I go, you're seeing things at a much deeper level than everybody else, I guess.
I mean, I
And Brittany's talking about the mention of Bert the Turtle
yep, I
and
like
how
that.
like we're getting a lot of references to the turtle
And the
so
nuclear
far.
scare, yeah. And
Yeah.
we got to see the turtle. I assume that's gonna be like a giant Paul Bunyan fuckery later. Um, ew. I don't want to see an evil turtle. I sort of do. I do like that also. Lily has a turtle charm that was given to her, and that's sort of people were like this could maybe be a talk like a reference to Maturin, the
Yeah.
all powerful turtle, like the solar opposite of Pennywise. I don't know. I don't see that,
Yeah.
but I would love to
Well,
see Maturin.
I think that they are leading in that direction because why was Lily the only one of the four that survived the attack when she was wearing the turtle charm?
I could see that. I would love that.
They are building up the whole thing, like Bert the Turtle is telling you how to protect yourself from a nuclear scare, and they're talking about how like the turtle character is basically the protector of the evil.
And they are sort of going more into the sci-fi realm, which I
Mhm.
like. Like they talked about science fiction all through the first one, and especially with the comic books and all of the alien talk. So if we get to see a giant turtle at the end of this fucking season,
I think we
I
are.
wanted it in the movie, and I was very surprised that they didn't do that. So
Mhm.
I like that. I like it. Um, God, I my next question was, do you recommend this
Yeah,
series?
duh, duh. Like I said, it's 2 episodes in, and it is already when we do our best of the year. I cannot see how this is not my favorite TV
I
series of the year.
I honestly can't either. It's
I
like,
mean, like Peacemaker was incredible, Alien Earth was
yep,
incredible. Going back earlier, like I said, the Jason Mantzoukas season of Taskmaster was incredible.
yes.
There was other stuff that came out earlier in the year that I'm failing to remember right now that I absolutely
There
love.
was
But
Yellow
like,
Jackets was really good this season.
I'm
Oh,
still only on season 2, but
that's fair.
Um, but
I
yeah, it's just I can't fathom
it's
this not being my favorite of the year.
it's funny because when we played Exhibition 30 Ex Exhibition 33.
Expedition 33.
Expedition 33,
Yeah.
we all were like, this is the best game of the year. And that was like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And there's been nothing, there have been a couple things close, but nothing quite like that. And this is sort of what it
Yeah.
feels
I
like.
This is one of those like it has just been like a universally great year for things where I think we all universally agree on what the best game of the year is. I think we're all going to pretty much universally agree on what the best TV show of the year is. And I think you and I are pretty much universally agreeing on at least like what our top movies of the year are.
Yeah.
And it's all been horror for me. Like horror is just
It's been Stephen
dominated
King for
this
all
year.
three of those, or
It's yeah,
two of the three, because Expedition
yeah. I
33
mean,
doesn't.
like well, and I mean, like the movie. Spoiler: Long Walk is hands down my favorite movie of the year, but it is very closely followed by Sinners.
See,
Like
mine is,
it is like between the two of them for
whereas
me.
my favorite movie of the year is The Life of Chuck, followed closely by The Long Walk, and then Sinners. So
Mm.
it's just like, although Sinners and The Long Walk are just like, they'll
Yeah.
trade places whenever. They're just both so good.
All I can say is I have watched The Long Walk 4 times now since it's come out, and I've only watched Sinners once. So that's why Long Walk is still edging out for me.
I still watch The Life of Chuck once a week since I've seen it. Like that's, I don't know if I've done that for anything in ages. In ages. We'll talk about that in just a couple of weeks when we do our best of. the year. I'm debating us doing a shopping list of this is what people should buy. You know, this is what we recommend to people. It's always been something that some companies have asked us to do.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll do it one day. Um, do you have if there are people who are on the fence to watch the show, what would you say to them to get them to watch it?
Oh, I'm ripping them off the fence and putting them in front of a TV series. Like there's here's the thing. It's like I don't know what more we could say that we haven't already gushed so much about. Like this series is the perfect adaptation of Stephen King's material.
Mhm.
In the sense that like it both honors and elevates everything that he's written about these characters in this world. Um, it is only 2 episodes in, and it is far surpassed to me even the movies.
Yep.
Like I would watch those 2 episodes over and over and over again before I would watch either of the movies again.
Mhm.
It is perfect character development. It's the first. Here's what I will say if you want to know why to watch this movie. I'll look right in the camera. This is the first fucking iteration of it where you love the adult storyline too.
What? What? I didn't
Yes.
mind it part two.
No, I did not like. I liked the movie. I didn't like the direction they did with it. I hated how that movie was just a fucking whole bunch of fetch quests.
It sort of was that, and
I liked the fetch quests themselves. I didn't like that that's what the story was. But no, this is the first one where honestly, like as I'm watching the kids story, I'm like, okay, now get back to the adults. I want to know what's going on with the military storyline. And then you watch a little bit of that, and it's like, okay, great, now get back to the kids again.
yeah.
Like it's the first time that like I truly am as invested in the adult storyline as I am in the children's
Mhm.
storyline.
Mhm. Mhm. So people who did the Stand show a couple years ago, take note.
Learn,
This is how you do
yeah.
it. For people on the fence for this, if you don't like horror, don't watch the show.
No, oh
This
God.
show will scare the shit out of you. I had nightmares, not nightmares, but I had dreams about the birthing scene and the grocery scene last night after I
Yeah,
watched it. So take that as well. Movies don't generally affect me that much. Um, they are very, very detailed on the show, and I love it. If you are a fan of horror films, this is one of those films that actually expands on the lore and makes it better. I feel like this is uncharted territory that we've never done in a TV show, which I
yeah,
really am quite excited for. And Andy Machete needs a win after The Flash.
yeah.
Um,
This feels like if what he's making right now is a movie, it would be an NC-17.
oh
It feels like
yeah,
this what he is making for television right now would never make it to theaters.
I never thought I would see this on HBO Max. At least the detail
Yeah.
and everything. But you know what? They gave him full reign, and
Mhm.
this is the best show on HBO right now. I love
Hands down.
Last of Us Part 2. I really like that TV show this year.
Yeah, see, I
Damn.
still haven't even watched the first season.
It's so good. It's so good.
I played the games. I don't need to watch the
They
show. It's the
changed
same
stuff.
thing.
It's not all the
No,
same. There's
no,
some
come on.
changes. It
They didn't change much.
I like that this is new. This is why um Expedition 33 is above Death Stranding 2, which might also be my favorite of the year. It's because it's totally new and it's unexpected. I don't know what to
Yeah.
expect. Like we got that little bit, but we don't know. All right, Brent, this was awesome. We talked. This was a quick episode too, but we will be back
Well,
because
save the rest because we'll wrap up at the end of the
I
season.
I'm very I sort of want to do this week by week just because of how good the episodes are. This is the first TV series where I'm like, do we go week by week on this one show? I don't know. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. We'll talk about it off mic, obviously.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
down.
like
I'm going to be watching it like my Sunday nights. I'm usually like I actually Sunday nights are coming up, or I'm going to be off Sunday nights because the theater's going to be only doing matinees, so I'll
yeah,
be home in time to sit down and watch this every Sunday night.
I would still do it on Monday. Like, give me a day to
Yeah.
process
Oh,
and
I
watch
just
it
mean like
again.
at least I will be able to have seen the episode before
I
we record.
but I think this might be the first show where we might do that. Although I do want to talk about Traders UK that's ending this week, and
Traders UK
Trader
is ending. Traders
Australia.
Canada just started.
It's very
Traders
good.
Canada is 2 weeks in. Australia starting soon, and I'm running a game of it.
Yes, you. Do you
December
want to
5th.
talk about it?
Yeah,
Drum word,
it's
man.
just basically so my org group called All In. We're back in track again. Like we kind of took a little bit of time off just because the summer was absolutely crazy as hell for me. Um, but now we're back. We're doing a mini version of the Traders on December 5th. Looking for anybody who's interested in playing. I have applications to fill out. It's going to be the regular show, but I'm going to have my own little twists and turns and stuff added to it to make it a little more unique. And I'm super excited about it. And we locked down my co-host for today for it. So
Ooh,
I've got my friend Ash versus Evil Bread, who won the first our first mini all-in game, is coming back to co-host with me.
very cool.
So I'm very excited about that.
If
Also a Canadian.
if you email us, if you want to get into it, I will forward it over to Brent, and you will go from there. Also, we obviously are Canadian. We've talked about this many times, but our friends to the south are not. There's a fundraiser on Saturday that's happening. There's a streaming fundraiser, and I have a little spiel to read about it. Because of the U.S. government shutdown, 42 million people in the U.S., about one in will not be receiving SNAP benefits in November. This includes federal workers and their families who are not being paid during the shutdown. This Saturday, some fellow voice actor friends of mine will be doing a Twitch stream fundraising for Feeding America, a nonprofit network of food banks that help fight hunger across the United States. Food banks are on the front lines of this crisis. Every $1 donated provides at least 10 meals to neighbors in need as SNAP is frozen. Every little bit helps someone in need. Please consider tuning in to the stream at 1 p.m. Eastern Time this Saturday over at twitch.tv/Abigail Carey, ABIGAILCAREY. Then donate or spread the word to help save lives. There'll be special guests, giveaway, and a bunch of nerdy voice actors hang out in gaming. I think we're going to try and do a stream sometime in there. Yeah, join us, donate, do some good. And we Geeks with Kids, we'll be back in a couple weeks or maybe next week. We're not sure yet. Have a good night. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Brent, for talking about Welcome to Derry. We will see you guys soon. Also, Vocal Tombs, who's in the chat, she will be doing the stream on Saturday. Give her some love. All right. Goodbye, everyone. We will see you guys soon. Good night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, that's it for us this week on Geeks with Kids. If you want to get a hold of us, you can send us an email at podcast@geekswithkids.ca. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geekswithkids. Follow us on Twitter at geekswithkidscn. Check out our pics on Instagram at geekswithkids. And you can find all of this good stuff on our website at www.geekswithkids.ca. So if you like what you hear, why don't you hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. This podcast can be found on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, and your favorite podcasting app. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.